Welcome again to my YouTube channel. And I said on my social media handles that I'm going to begin to take questions on my YouTube channel, and as much as possible try to answer them. Okay, so if you have questions, ensure you drop them on the comment section. Questions from the scriptures, questions from anywhere. Anything we are not able to answer only indicates what we need to study more on and learn. Okay, so I advocate that we share and make comments if indeed we find value. Now, what is the question we're answering today? Why do I seem to forget my dreams all the time? First, there is a slight difference between dreams, vision, trance, and all of that. A dream usually will happen when you are asleep. Basically, a dream will happen when you are asleep, and it's one of the most basic ways God gets to communicate to all His children. Right? So we saw people that were not born again, as it were, Nebuchadnezzar, Pharaoh, and the rest of them having dreams. So it's just a way. God is the God of all flesh, right? God just communicates something to His children, but you notice that He will drop it and then remove it. So it means if the dream comes from the spirit realm, there's a possibility of it being withdrawn as well from that realm. That's why people get to forget, but it's not God that removes people's dreams and all of that. So I'm going to explain that subsequently. So a vision, most times we usually will have an open or a closed vision. An open vision will happen most times when you are fully awake, right? A dream, you'll be asleep, or a vision, you are usually awake. That's an open vision. So you could just be in a meeting and the Lord opens your eyes. Things, we see a lot of that when the heavens open in Jordan, and then we say, "This is my beloved son," and then the dove came and all of those. So those are open visions. They happen like that. But then a closed vision will happen when you are asleep. So what is a closed vision when you are asleep and a dream? Basically, in a dream, you are going to be an actor. You are going to be a cast. You are going to be participating. Most times you see yourself running, you see yourself fighting, you see yourself talking to someone, most times in a dream. But other times, most times as well, in a vision, you might not be a cast, you might not be a participator most times. Most times you are just maybe an observer, right? And also in visions most times, you see symbols most times. So in a vision, you may not see people. You could, but you may not see people. Like what happened to Joseph was a vision, not a dream. But in the Old Testament, of course, we know knowledge is progressive. Everything was just called a vision. Everything was called a dream. But what he saw the fat cows, the slim cows. He saw the stars and all of those. That was clearly a vision, right? That was clearly a vision. But of course, generally, dreams and all of those things. So most times in a vision, you will not be an actor, maybe. These things are not definitive, okay? So this is just an idea. So you might not be an actor, and most times you may not see people. You might see symbols most times. So you could see a star, you could see a chair, you could see different things. You could see a flag, you could see a building, you could see a house just falling or a house being built. You could see a stone, you could see different things like that, And then in a trance, most times it's from the word transition. Most times the trance will happen to you when you are in between being conscious and not conscious, most times. So we saw in Acts chapter 10, Peter, most times a trance will begin from what you were premeditating. That's what I've studied and I've noticed and experienced and proven over time. That most times in a trance, what you were premeditating, what you were thinking about is what you get to see there. Right? So Peter, the Bible made us understand Acts chapter 10, I think verse 9, 10 downward. He was hungry, and the Bible said they were making food. But before the food got ready, he fell into a trance. And then from there, he saw four-footed beasts falling from heaven. And then the Lord said, "Rise up and eat." He was feeling sleepy because he was hungry. Now rise up and eat. So he transitioned from where he was consciously to a subconscious or an unconscious state, but still revolving around the food that he was going to eat in the physical, right? So that's basically it. So why do people, if you have more questions, of course, you could ask me personally or drop it in the comment section. I'm trying to be as quick as possible. Why do people get to forget their dreams? Very simple how I love to explain it. Just like when you want to make a call, right? Or when you want to download a movie, and I want to call you, I want to ask you how you're doing. I've not heard from you in a while, maybe in a month or thereabout. Or maybe I want to download a movie of 1 gig and I have just 300 megabytes. What happened? That call is going to begin, but at some point, trust MTN, at some point, it's going to just cut off, right? That's why some people get to dream and do not remember everything, because there is no enough resource, there is no enough capacity in your spirit. It's just like a conversion process. that is the spirit realm. There is requisite spirit capacity or substance that should be in you for you to be able to prosecute that conversion process. That's the idea. So most people, most times, that do not get to remember their dreams very often is because they don't have capacity in their spirit and there's no strength to convert that process. So most times when you want to sleep, okay, I'm going to do that in the next video. I'm going to attempt the kind of things that you're going to do that should help you with remembering your dreams more. I can't teach how to interpret it here. It's a gift, but it also can be taught to a high level, But the point is, ensure that your rooms are barricaded. It's a capacity problem most times, like the airtime and the data that I've tried to explain. That's one reason. Another reason that I've discovered is that most times people get to sleep without planning. What do I mean by that? You were reading and then you slept off. So you are not conscious of how you went into the realm. How are you supposed to be conscious of what happens in between? I've noticed that is also a problem. So most times maybe you are seeing a movie and then from there and then you slept off, and then you just slept off. Or maybe you were doing something, right? You were watching TV, you were doing a cinema, or you were reading, and then you just dozed off and slept off, and then you woke up in the morning. It's morning already. You have to rush to work or rush to class or rush to something. Most times you will notice that there is no consciousness. You didn't even know when you slept. So most times you will not be conscious because these things are important and you could try them. That's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. You could try them most times. I tell people, as much as possible, it will not always be the case. That's true. Sometimes you just sleep off, right? But as much as possible, when you find yourself dozing off or feeling sleepy or something of that nature, except you are praying, go and wash your face and continue the prayer. But if you are doing something else that could be postponed, you could just leave it. Maybe set an alarm to continue later on, also, or sleep. So because you pre-planned your moving into this realm, right? It's most likely easier for you to know what happens in between. So when you wake up, and very importantly, I'm already dovetailing into explaining. Very importantly, there's a reason why you must write your dreams immediately you have them. It's very important. Most people sleep and say, when I wake up, trust me, these are two different realms. We're talking about the physical and the spiritual realm. You will usually not remember. So it's very important that at the initial, you get to write them down. Sometimes some people wake up with songs. All of these things are vehicles, and maybe in the next video, as the Lord permits, and when your questions and comments come, I'm going to attempt to answer them. But these are the basic reasons. There is not enough capacity in the spirit, so you are not able to complete the download, and then a demon takes it. That's a demon. I don't want to know. There's no any other thing, because you will notice that most times if it's a bad dream, you remember. But if it's a good dream and you know that this is something, I saw something, and I've seen this thing, so it's a demon most times, because there's no capacity for you to get to fight back. We're going to deal with that subsequently, but for now, those are the basic reasons why people get to forget their dreams. No capacity in the spirit to complete that download, and then there is no you are not planning adequately how you get into that realm. So most times you're not going to know what's going to happen. In next video, I'm going to try to push on this, and I hope we get blessed. Do well to share, do well to make those comments if you're finding value in the things that we're doing. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.